Every Thanksgiving, I bring mashed potatoes. My siblings bring their spouses and kids. And jokes, always the jokes. Maybe next year you'll bring a person instead of a side dish. This year, I brought someone. Now my mom won't stop texting her. I'm 33, work in IT, live alone in a small apartment with decent Wi-Fi and a couch nobody sits on but me. Never been married, haven't seriously dated in a couple years, and honestly, I was fine with that until my family turned it into a punchline. Every single holiday, without fail, it was the same routine. My brother's got 3 kids under 5. My sister's husband always carves the turkey like he's hosting a cooking show. And me? I'm the guy who gets introduced as our little late bloomer. Every year they act like I just crawled out of my man cave to remind them I still exist. I used to laugh it off. At first, it was lighthearted. You're too smart for love, huh? Then it turned into this running gag. You know what we should do next year? Secret Santa. But for dates. Someone bring him a girlfriend. And I just take it, smile, sip my wine, change the subject. Even my mom got in on it. Subtle at first. You know, Carol's daughter from church is still single. Then last Easter, out loud in front of everyone. I just hope one day you let someone love you. I nearly choked on my ham. That was the moment it clicked. They didn't just think I was single, they pitted me for it. So I made a decision. This year, I wouldn't show up empty-handed. No more being the weird uncle who always gets stuck at the kids' table because there's no room at the adult side. I was bringing a date, a knockout, a smart, charming, full package kind of woman. Someone who would shut everyone up without me saying a word. Except she wasn't real. Not really. I found her on a companion service website. Not that kind of service, it's more like professional plus ones for events. I scrolled past a dozen profiles before I found her. Name was Alexis, former actress. Does corporate events, weddings, family functions. 5 stars across the board. Review titles like, convincing enough that my dad asked when the wedding was. My grandma still sends her a Christmas card. That was the vibe I needed. I booked her for 2 days, Christmas Eve and day. I sent her a full rundown. Family names, who drinks too much wine, which cousin always brings up politics, which jokes they make about me. We even FaceTimed twice before the actual day just to go over the plan. I gave her a fake backstory. Met online 6 months in, thinking about moving in soon. We even had a fake first date story with a little inside joke about bad sushi. I thought it would be awkward. It wasn't. She was professional, smooth, even threw in some casual arm touches and laughed at the right jokes. But here's the kicker. The moment she walked into my parents' house, everyone fell for it, including my mom, especially my mom. She was glued to Alexis from the jump, pulled her into the kitchen, showed her how to make our family's cranberry sauce, asked if she'd ever thought about settling down, then winked at me like I just won the lottery. She even made Alexis sit next to her at dinner, not me, her. The best part? Nobody made a single joke about me being single. Not one. They were too busy trying to get to know my girlfriend. For the first time in years, I wasn't the punchline. But that peace didn't last long. Because today, 2 days after Christmas, I woke up to 17 texts from my mom. All of them for Alexis. She's sending her Pinterest boards, soup recipes, a quote she thought Alexis would like. Then, hope you're free next weekend. We're doing a family brunch. Just girls, smiling face with smiling eyes. She doesn't even have Alexis's number. She's been texting me. What the hell do I do now? I thought I covered every base. I had the story tight. I made sure Alexis knew my favorite color, where we met, even how I like my eggs in the morning in case anyone asked. I rehearsed so much, it felt like prepping for a job interview. I was ready for questions, jokes, even the occasional skeptical cousin. What I wasn't ready for was my mom falling head over heels for her. It started Christmas Eve. The second Alexis walked in, holding a bottle of wine and wearing this green sweater dress that somehow looked festive and like she meant business, my mom blinked and just melted. "Oh my gosh, you're even prettier than he described," she said, hugging her like they already knew each other. Alexis smiled and said, "You're even warmer than he described." and I swear my mom nearly teared up. She pulled her into the kitchen like she was introducing her to some secret club. They talked about soup for 20 minutes. Soup. Alexis doesn't even cook. I know that because she literally told me during our prep call that she burns toast. But somehow, she had my mom thinking she was Rachel Ray's long-lost niece. Dinner was a blur. Everyone was on their best behavior. No awkward jabs at my love life. No weird questions about where I see myself in 5 years. Not even a single clock's ticking nudge from Aunt Carol. It was like Alexis had cast a spell over the entire house. At one point, my dad pulled me aside and said, "She's got a good head on her shoulders. Don't mess this one up." And I just stood there, smiling like an idiot, thinking this is going way too well. But I didn't realize how deep the rabbit hole went until the next day. Boxing Day. I wake up to texts. Not 1, not 2, 17. From my mom. At first, I thought maybe something happened. But no, it was just her sending Alexis photos from dinner, a link to a Pinterest board called Cozy Homes, and a meme that said, "Behind every successful man is a woman who packed snacks." She captioned it, "So true, right?" Smiling face with hard eyes. And then, "What's your shoe size again? Do you like scented candles? I have some old rings you might like. Just vintage costume stuff, lol." And finally, family brunch this Sunday, just the girls. Hope you can come. 2 hearts, let me know. At that point, I realized something horrible. She didn't have Alexis's number. She'd been texting me, still thinking I'd forward it all. Still thinking this was real. And here's the part that made my stomach turn. I hadn't told Alexis yet. She had no idea my mom was basically planning our wedding registry. So I called her. "Hey," I said. "So, we might have a little situation." She laughed. "Did someone find my IMDb page?" "No, worse," I said. "My mom's in love with you. She thinks you're coming to a girls' brunch." Long pause. Then, oh no. We ended up talking for almost an hour. She wasn't mad. Not even close. She thought it was hilarious. I mean, professionally, she'd seen it all. Overeager dads. Drunk uncles. Weirdly flirtatious cousins. But this was a first. "You're telling me your mom's sending me soup recipes and vintage ring offers?" she said, laughing so hard I could barely make out her words. "Through me, yes." "Well," she said, "guess I made an impression." Yeah, that's the problem. Because now I'm stuck in a lie that worked a little too well. My mom is planning brunch. My sister followed Alexis on Instagram. My cousin asked if we're next after her recent engagement. And I'm running out of ways to keep the fantasy going without blowing everything up. But the real kicker? That night, Alexis texted me, just out of curiosity, what would actually happen if I did come to that brunch? And now I can't stop thinking about that question. After Alexis sent that text, what would actually happen if I did come to that brunch? I spent about 20 minutes just staring at my phone like it was a live grenade. I didn't know how to answer. On one hand, it would probably buy me more time. Let her show up, charm everyone again, keep the fantasy alive a little longer. On the other hand, every second she spent with my family just made it that much harder to untangle myself later. I texted back, "You really don't have to. You've already gone way above and beyond." She replied almost immediately, "I know, but I kinda want to. Your mom is adorable." I should have said no. I should have cut my losses. Instead, I said the dumbest thing I could have said. "If you're sure, I'd love for you to come." So Sunday morning rolls around. I pick her up at her hotel. She's wearing jeans, boots, a cream sweater. Casual, perfect, like she's already part of the family. Meanwhile, I'm sweating through my best flannel shirt like a guy about to propose. "You okay?" she asks, buckling her seatbelt. "Yeah," I lie. "Totally fine. No existential dread or anything." She laughs and bumps her shoulder into mine. "Relax. It's just brunch." Spoiler alert. It was not just brunch. The second we walk in, my mom practically screams. Like Alexis is a soldier returning from war. Hugs her, kisses her cheek, drags her into the kitchen. My sister, Jenna, is already there, beaming. My Aunt Carol too, sipping mimosas at 10:30 in the morning like it's normal. We sit down to waffles, bacon, fruit, and bottomless coffee. Everything looks homemade, and knowing my mom, it probably was. She even made Alexis her own little place card, hand-lettered, stuck right between me and Jenna. For the first 20 minutes, it's harmless. They talk about favorite books, TV shows, bad dates. Alexis is way too good at making up fake ex-boyfriends and places they want to travel. I sit there, sipping my coffee, thinking maybe this won't be a disaster after all. Then it happens. My mom, bless her, says, "So when's the big day?" Silence. I almost choke on my bacon. Alexis pauses for half a second, barely noticeable, then smiles and says, "Oh, we're not in a rush. We're just enjoying where we are." Everyone, like it's the most romantic thing they've ever heard. My mom claps her hands. Aunt Carol actually wipes a tear from her eye. And Jenna, God help me, Jenna says, "You know, the sooner you lock it down, the better. You don't want to lose someone like him." She says it so casually, like she's just talking about booking a vacation early to get a good deal. Alexis squeezes my hand under the table. It's part of the act, but it feels different. Like she's not just playing along anymore. And that's when it hits me. I like her. Not fake like. Not this is convenient like. I actually like her. I liked her on the phone when she made me laugh about the girls' brunch. I liked her when she walked into my parents' house and treated them like real people instead of obstacles. I liked her when she whispered that the cranberry sauce was actually terrible but smiled through every bite anyway. Somewhere between the fake smiles and the rehearsed inside jokes, something real slipped in. And now? Now I'm sitting here, holding her hand while my mom is already planning wedding colors in her head, and neither of us knows how to end this without breaking something. Brunch winds down. We help clean up. My mom gives Alexis a Tupperware full of homemade cookies for the drive back. Jenna hugs her like she's family. Even Aunt Carol gives her a weird, tearful thumbs up. As we walk to the car, Alexis finally says, "Well, that was intense." I laugh, but it sounds hollow. "Yeah, brunch of champions." She looks over at me, studying my face. "You okay?" I want to say yes. I want to say it's all good, that we'll laugh about this someday. But the words stick in my throat. Instead, I say, "Thanks for doing this." "Really? You didn't have to." She shrugs, smiling. "Maybe I wanted to." We drive back mostly in silence, except for the radio humming low in the background. When we pull up to her hotel, she unbuckles but doesn't get out right away. "Hey," she says. "For what it's worth, you're easy to like." Then she leans over, kisses me on the cheek, soft, fast, and gets out before I can even react. I sit there for a minute, just stunned, watching her walk away. The fake girlfriend I hired to survive Christmas just kissed me like she meant it. And I have absolutely no idea what to do now. I didn't sleep that night. I just laid there staring at the ceiling, replaying the day over and over. Alexis laughing with my mom. Alexis hugging my sister. Alexis squeezing my hand under the table. Alexis kissing my cheek like it wasn't just part of the deal, like it was something she wanted to do. I tried telling myself it was part of the act. She's good at her job. She knows how to sell a story. But some part of me, the part that hadn't felt anything real in a long time, wasn't buying that anymore. The next afternoon, I was still in my sweatpants, pretending to watch football but really just spiraling when my phone buzzed. It was Alexis. "Hey, can we talk?" I stared at the screen for a good minute before calling her. She picked up immediately. "Hey," she said, voice a little softer than usual. "So, about everything." I laughed awkwardly. "Yeah, everything." There was a pause. I heard her breathe and like she was bracing herself. "Look, I know the deal was just Christmas. No strings. No mess," she said. "But your family's amazing. And you're..." She trailed off, then tried again. "You're not what I expected." In a good way. I sat up straighter on the couch. "Okay." She laughed, a little nervous. "What I'm trying to say is, I wouldn't mind keeping this going a little longer. If you want." My heart thudded so hard I was sure she could hear it through the phone. "You mean like, fake still? Or..." "I mean," she said, and I swear I could hear her smile, "we could figure it out. See where it goes. If you want." I should have said something cool. Something casual. Instead I blurted out, "Yeah, I want." Smooth. Real smooth. We made a plan to grab dinner, a real date this time, later that week. No family. No pretending. Just us. For the first time in a long time, I felt excited. Nervous, yeah, but excited too. Like maybe I hadn't just survived Christmas, maybe I accidentally found something real through all the fake. I should have known it wouldn't stay perfect for long. Because that same night, my mom called. "Sweetheart," she said, sounding more cheerful than I'd ever heard her, "I just had the best idea." I braced myself. Nothing good ever started with my mom having an idea. "Since things are going so well with you and Alexis," she continued, "I thought, why don't we throw you two an engagement party?" Dead silence. I actually looked around my living room like maybe someone would jump out and yell, "Just kidding." "Mom," I said slowly, "we're not engaged." "But you're perfect together," she said. "Everyone sees it. Even Aunt Carol said it's obvious." I pinched the bridge of my nose. "Mom, seriously. We just started dating." Another pause. Then, softer, "I know, honey. I've never seen you so happy. None of us have." I didn't know what to say to that, because part of me wanted to yell, "It's not real." And part of me wanted to believe maybe, just maybe, it could be. "I'll call Alexis tomorrow," she said. Like it was already decided. "We'll start planning something small. Just family." "Mom, wait." But she'd already hung up. And that's when it hit me. This isn't just a little white lie anymore. This is a runaway train with my whole family on board and no brakes. And worst of all, I want it to be real so badly. It actually hurts. The next morning, I woke up to a text from Alexis. "Hey, your mom just called me." Thinking face. I threw my phone across the bed like it was about to explode. I called her immediately. "Before you say anything," Alexis said as soon as she picked up, "I didn't agree to anything yet. Please tell me she didn't say." "Engagement party?" She cut in, laughing. "Yeah, she did." I buried my face in my hands. "I'm so sorry. I had no idea she'd escalate things like this." There was a pause. I waited for her to say it was over, that we were in way too deep, that she wanted out. And honestly, I wouldn't have blamed her. But instead, she said, "You know, we could just tell them the truth." My heart dropped to my stomach. Tell them the truth? That I lied to everyone? That I hired her? After the way my mom was already picking out floral arrangements? After the way my sister called me last night to say she was so proud of me for finally finding someone who makes me smile like that? I couldn't even picture the look on my mom's face. "I can't," I said quietly. Alexis was silent for a moment, then said, "Then we've got two choices." "Yeah. One," she said, calm and practical like she was reading off a grocery list. "We fake a breakup. Quick, clean. A little drama to make it believable. I break your heart, you get family sympathy, and boom, no engagement party." I waited. "And two?" I asked. "Two," she said, and I could hear her smiling. "We keep going. Ride it out a little longer. See where it goes." I leaned back on the couch, staring at the ceiling. "Why would you even offer that?" I asked. "You don't have to do this." Another pause. "Because," she said softly, "it hasn't felt fake for me either." That hit me right in the chest. I sat there for a long second, trying to process what she just said. Finally, I said, "Okay, let's ride it out." And just like that, we crossed a line we couldn't uncross. The next few days were different. Alexis and I texted constantly. Not just about family logistics, real stuff. Favorite movies. Worst first dates. Dumb dreams for the future. Inside jokes that didn't come from a script. It was the kind of talking that sneaks up on you, wraps around your ribs, and squeezes before you even realize what's happening. She sent me a photo of her holding a cup of coffee bigger than her head with the caption, "Fueling up for round 2 with your mom." I sent her a video of Pickles, my cat, trying to attack a shoelace. Felt easy. Felt real. And when the day of the so-called family dinner came, not officially an engagement party yet, but suspiciously close, I picked Alexis up feeling way more nervous than I should have been. "You ready?" I asked as she got in the car. She looked at me, tilted her head, smiled that same small, real smile she'd given me at brunch and said, "Only if you are." Halfway through dinner, I caught her laughing at something my dad said. Not fake laughing, but actually laughing, throwing her head back, eyes crinkling at the corners, and it hit me all over again. This wasn't pretend anymore. At least not for me. I wasn't faking this smile. I wasn't pretending to like the way her hand brushed against mine when we passed the mashed potatoes. I wasn't inventing the way my heart sped up every time she looked at me. And I think, no, I know she wasn't either. Because when my mom pulled out a stupid little box with a just-for-fun plastic ring inside, "A joke gift," she said, and everyone laughed. Alexis didn't even blink. She slipped the cheap ring on her finger, looked me right in the eye, and squeezed my hand under the table. Not for them, not for the performance, just for me. And in that second, I realized, I'm not playing a part anymore. I'm in love with the woman I hired to survive Christmas. And I have no idea how to tell her that. After dinner, everyone lingered longer than usual. It was the kind of evening you imagine having with the perfect family. Laughing, drinking coffee, picking at leftover desserts. My mom even pulled Alexis aside and gave her this whole speech about how she was the answer to her prayers. And she just knew from the moment she walked through the door. I stood there watching it happen, feeling like a complete fraud. The lie was so much bigger now than just me trying to dodge some teasing at Christmas dinner. It had turned into a real relationship, at least for me, built on something that wasn't real at the start. And that felt wrong. It felt so wrong to keep letting it grow when every laugh, every hug, every proud look from my family was based on a lie they didn't even know they were believing. The drive home was quiet at first. Alexis leaned her head against the window, tracing little shapes in the foggy glass. I was gripping the steering wheel too tightly. Finally, she said, "You're quiet." "Just thinking." She turned her head, studying me. "About what?" I pulled into the parking lot of her hotel but didn't put the car in park. I kept my hands on the wheel, staring out at the night. "I can't do it anymore," I said finally. She didn't say anything, so I kept going. "I can't keep lying to them. Or to you. Or to myself." I forced myself to look at her. "I didn't just hire you to survive Christmas, Alexis. Somewhere between the cranberry sauce and my mom texting you soup recipes, I started wishing it wasn't fake. Wishing you weren't just pretending." I laughed bitterly, shaking my head. "But you were. That's what I paid you for." The words felt like glass in my mouth. She stared at me for a second, this long, searching look, and then she laughed. Not a mocking laugh. Not a cruel one. A real, relieved kind of laugh. "You idiot," she said, smiling so wide it hurt to look at her. "What?" She leaned closer, resting her hand over mine where it gripped the gear shift. "I stopped pretending somewhere around the time your mom tried to teach me how to make her stuffing, and I totally ruined it, and you still looked at me like I hung the moon." I blinked at her, completely thrown. "You're not the only one who caught feelings," she said, softer now. "I just didn't know if you actually wanted me or if you were just caught up in the act." For a moment, neither of us said anything. The car was filled with the sound of our breathing and the low hum of the heater. Then I leaned in and kissed her. Not a fake kiss. Not a performance for a room full of relatives. A real one. Messy. Hesitant. Full of all the panic and hope and everything I'd been trying to bury under jokes and plans and fake first dates. And she kissed me back like she'd been waiting the whole time. The aftermath? We told my family the truth a few weeks later, well, some of it. We didn't say how we met exactly. We just said it started out unconventional. They laughed. My mom cried a little, of course she did. But when she hugged Alexis and said, "I knew you were meant for us," I realized something. They didn't care how it started. They cared that it was real now. And so did I. Final update. Alexis moved in about 6 months later. Pickles tolerates her. Barely. My mom still texts her recipes every week. Last Thanksgiving, Alexis was the one who made the mashed potatoes. And this year, when my uncle stood up to make a toast, he didn't say anything about me being single. He just said, "Here's to love finding you when you least expect it." And for once, I didn't feel like the joke anymore. I felt like the luckiest guy at the table.